I'm Nathan Mathers. I play the role of Detective Liam O'Connor, the one that takes us all together and cracks the case.
Only for half the movie.
How you guys doing? SLK here, giving you a sneak peek at the behind the scenes of the makings of Devil's Night, Dawn of the Nain Rouge. Hey, how are you? Sam Logan Khaleghi here on set today at the historic Packard plant in Detroit where the Packard automobile was built. We're here with the fine men in blue of the Lake Orion Police Department. This location today serves as our fictional old town, Lake Orion, which is an old part of small town, of the small town village that we have fictionally in the narrative of the film. So the prologue of our story started with essentially Aaron and I, Aaron Russman, who wonderful screenwriter. We kind of partnered up, and I told him I had an outline for what I thought would make a good movie, and essentially it was an opportunity for us to dive into the mythical folklore of the Nain Rouge figure. And for those who don't know what the Nain Rouge is, essentially not so different from a lot of other creatures of mythical folklore. You've got Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, Chupacabra, vampires, and of course all of these stories that have sort of passed on through oral histories and written histories. It's essentially a figure that stems all the way back to the foundings of Detroit, all the way back to Antoine de la Motte Cadillac, who is said to have had a run-in with the creature, and it was that run-in, I guess, yeah, didn't go so well. So, but the creature itself is one that is said to, the nickname, the Harbinger of Doom, is essentially a creature that sort of shows up prior to the premise of bad events that have happened throughout history in Detroit and the region.
Nate, this is your sort of I would say this is your unveiling, right? Your sort of initiation into the cinematic fold.
It was an experience. I mean, I wanted to get the full effect, and when you gave me the opportunity, I dived right at it and just kind of developed the character, and it was something that, became natural, especially with a best friend right there.
Yeah, buddy.
Helped it just push it more, and then with your directing and your guidance, it's just really helped me get into this movie and make it to what it is now.
Wow. It was really fun. I mean, this guy got ripped. He took it so serious. He worked out every single day. And for the new movie right now, you can't see it underneath, but he's working out like no other. He's getting ready. Why? Because
You want me to
takes
take my
it
coat off
serious.
for the scene? Is that what this is?
So basically, he had his.
We had the same coat actually
flex
too.
on him?
There we go.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
What are we doing here?
Come here, Van Damme.
We're supposed to work out or what?
He's doing protein
Come
shakes.
here.
He's like egg white omelets, all that stuff. Every morning he was calling me. He's like, I got my character down. I got the diet down.
I had worked with a lot of different directors on films, and with Sam specifically, he was very technical. He liked having the lighting perfect and all of this, and of course everybody does. He was very to the point, and he fought for what he wanted. So I think that was the biggest thing, is that I can be sure that he's going to bring everything together and make sure that it's a good film.
We're here with Jesi Jensen, the star of the movie. Jesi plays a Lake Orion police officer, has been training with the actual police chief for actually 2 months now. Yeah. And we're going to be here for a few months filming, and this particular scene in front of Town Hall is, there's a lot of people protesting. They're worried about the Nain Rouge, and is it real or is it this folklore?
Oh, it's been amazing. I've had the honor of working with the LOPD and Jerry Narsh, the chief. And, my military background, I was in the Army National Guard, did help a little bit, but there was so much about the officer training that has put so much realism in the film, and that is invaluable. It really is.
You see someone who challenges the chief when she knows he's wrong. You see someone who understands what her job is as a police officer, and then you see not only the town, but the other officers looking at her and respecting her, because we judge each other on how well we do our job.
The character of Chief Romano, I think just what a wonderful thing that I was able to work with such a good friend, Jerry Narsh, who came aboard essentially as a consultant on the law enforcement side, because we wanted to make sure everything was very authentic and real and sort of true from the law enforcement standpoint. And I said, you know, we're struggling to find an actor to do this part. And it was sort of fleshed out a little more as soon as we put him in it. And he just brought it. He brought his A game. But the other thing to be thankful about Jerry Narsh is when you work with Jerry, you work with a line of credit, because that's the kind of guy who can make some phone calls and things in the community happen really quickly.
Well, actually, my wife introduced me to Sam. So about 6 months ago, he called and talked about the script and talked about how they wanted Lake Orion to be in that movie. And of course, we look at that as a tremendous opportunity for our businesses, for our town, a lot of our landmarks. So what a wonderful opportunity to participate. So we said, yeah.
I mean, when it came to actually shooting the movie, it was most of the people will tell you. I mean, there were some long days, especially when, I mean, you've got one, you know, you're shooting some stuff. I mean, we went through every, you know, when you're filming in Michigan, we went through every, essentially every sort of atmospheric element that we could have: rain, snow, high heat. I mean, we were going through all the seasons. We filmed through literally every season. Producing this film was a hat that was sort of on at all times, and this was definitely one of those movies where everyone wore a lot of hats, but myself, you know, I've got the writer's hat, then I've got the actor's hat when I'm acting in a scene, and then I've got to direct it, so I'm putting the director's hat back on. You know, if I'm not on camera, I'm also putting on the cinematographer's hat, and I'm just kind of like, actually, there's a few moments where I actually had to get behind the camera and guide the photography and make sure that, you know, compositionally, you know, we knew what we were aiming for. This was definitely one of those films where everyone did so much. So, you know, so I want to thank a lot of the talent, but also our folks behind the scenes, you know, Michael Tremonte, my composer, who just, you know, he was sort of the hero behind the scenes who helped be the glue to the movie. He sort of really glued this film together, I think was his music. Garrett Hoffman, post supervisor, thank you. Who's behind the camera right now? Jesi Dean, who's just, Jesi Dean Crawfus, who's just, was a fantastic co-producer. Jesi was actually the one who brought Swifty aboard, and it was, you know, he's also the Nain Rouge in so much of the film, and helped guide the sort of the physicality of it, so that Jensen and the two Jesis could have something to kind of work back and forth from when they're actually engaging one another, especially in the third act. So after we finished writing the script and, you know, started, you know, early development, we went into securing all our financing, and it was a very low budget film with a lot of high concept and physical reality behind it, that we had to sort of execute everything for a fraction of, you know, what it would normally cost. And I often joke that this film was made on a budget of passion, and that Swifty McVay, both on camera and all the music that he provided as well, you know, helped charge everybody up. Swifty's awesome. He provides a lot of jokes.
He's a director's favorite director in my eyes, you know, and plus Detroit is a place to be, a lot of great spots, monuments, and streets to you know, to do your thing on. So I'm looking forward to putting some other things together with him. Yeah.
How are you? We're about to blow some stuff up.
Yes, we
'Cause
are.
that's what the movie business is about, right? You're gonna look that way, and then you're gonna look all the way back. Ready? Speeding! Action! Come down! Come down, Chris! On Chris.
It was an adventure.